The Horde will never die. Victory or death.
Serve the Dark Lady.
All right, I think we're just about ready to get going here. So welcome again to the Dagger of the Alliance, Chapter 12 of the Dagger of Azeroth. I am your host, Hulk Wethmon. Call me Hulk. We'll be playing some Dungeons & Dragons tonight, and hopefully having some fun. And thank you all for coming in, watching again this week. We are rolling into November, our 12th week of this, and I'm just so happy about being able to keep on doing this and to be getting a Horde campaign going, which will be happening in the next few weeks, I would say. And unfortunately, this one winds down at the beginning of December. So, I mean, we're hitting really the meat of the story, and I'm excited to share it with all of you, to share with you where this goes. Sorry, I need a sip of coffee there. So I'm going to go live in a moment. So let me bring everyone back from being off of here. So let's see. Let's go here. One year.
Hi.
Fancy. Look at that. Good
1 year. Thank you so much.
And we're here now, and I'm changing to the live screen, and everything looks fine. Good. All right. Welcome, everyone. Hi.
Everything looks great.
So we look good. We're good. Okay, so I'm going to introduce you to the players once more. We'll start from top to bottom. Up at the top right, we have Lord Fancy playing the role of Gareth, the Worgen Rogue. In the middle, we have the Edgar Allan Poe playing the role of Gwendolyn, the dwarvish huntress. Is it a huntress? Yeah, sure. Huntress. And at the bottom, we have Scouty98, the no longer undead gnome.
Howdy.
We now have a living gnome warrior. Did you just hit yourself in the eye?
Yes.
What the heck?
No.
Create clip. There we go.
Yeah.
Boom. All right.
You know what? It's my best one. And you know what? I'm not bleeding because, you know what? It's an issue.
That's good. So, where did we leave off? We left off.
Mara, mine just went there.
Mara dipped.
Mara had the resolve to go find Gareth. And we left with Gwen and Hammerstein flying off towards Stormwind to report to Matthias what they found. We also had Gareth heading towards Gilneas at full speed.
Forward march.
Towards with Varrock Sourfang side by side, Belmont, Deathstalker Belmont, and his troop of Dreadguard in tow. So we'll begin with Hammerstein and Gwen arriving in Stormwind. So we'll say that you've landed. You are now in the trade district. The Hippogriff's wings clear a path for you. The onlooking citizens scatter. Where is it you wish to go?
Right over to that commander guy.
All right.
To Old Town.
So you go into.
Wait, am I still in like a
Oh yeah, he was kind of knocked out, right?
He's kind of in.
Am I just kind of like out there, just
mean?
drooling like a buffoon?
No, you're fine now. You were flying fine, and yeah, you're fine.
Okay,
So,
fair enough.
all right. Okay, so you're proceeding to go speak with Matthias Shaw.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you make your way into the Old Town Inn. Sloan McCoy, standing behind the desk, looks at the both of you and kind of gives hey, how's it going? She
Just
recognizes Gwen, but her eyes fall upon Hammerstein.
Just looking for a respite from the war.
She stares at you a little bit longer.
Definitely doesn't know that you're not undead.
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
Well, bummer now.
Yeah, you know what? It's my problem. Yeah, it's my problem now. Would you care to see my badge?
Sloan's eyes narrow. She lifts the counter and points towards the bookshelf that opens to the office of Matthias Shaw.
Yeah.
That is where we will put you.
All right.
All right.
All right.
So once more, you find yourself in Matthias Shaw's office. Renzik the Shiv leaning up against the wall. Matthias Shaw behind his desk. He looks up. He recognizes Gwen immediately, along with Luna. And then his eyes fall upon Hammerstein. And his eyes narrow.
Not really long time no see. More or less like a couple days no time no see.
Oh, jeez.
Shaw doesn't seem amused.
Long story. I'm now, not dead and have more of a lively disposition,
Shaw
to say the least.
looks quizzically towards Gwen. Well, would someone explain why the Death Knight is no longer undead?
Well, I can honestly tell you I have no fucking clue, really. Don't get it. But he's now alive.
Hello.
Yeah.
And other news, with the mission, that mage that we lost, is dead. But
Yeah, he's real dead.
Shaw raises his hand to stop the sound. He looks to Renzik. Renzik looks at him like... Renzik's gaze then turns upon you. I don't think we were done with our last topic. Are you saying that you have no clue as to how the undead were transformed into the living?
Well, I have like a slight clue, and I think it was magic. But like specifics? No, I don't.
How about you, Hammerstein?
The only thing I remember is seeing a green orb-ish thing when we were after talking to King Anduin. One of the guards, there was something, I picked it up, and then poof, there goes my armor, and hello, new skin, and organs.
What the fuck are you not telling me here? What the... A green orb? What green
Yes.
orb? A green orb falls at your fucking feet? And you think to pick it up? And poof, you solve the plight of all the undead? Where's the green orb now?
Nowhere. It kind of vanished upon me touching it. Almost like an explosion.
The green orb exploded from you picking it up.
Yes.
You can tell Shaw, who is not one to be overwhelmed, appears to be so. I don't know whether to believe you, cut you down, or send you to prison right now. Out with your report. What was this about the dumb fucking mage?
He was dead in a camp of Worgen with symboled armor. There were other Worgen tracks and to seem of some orcish and heading off towards.
And I found this cool knife in his chest. And I give him the knife that I took out of the dead mage's chest.
Matthias picks up the knife. He studies it. He looks over to Renzik. Tosses it. Renzik catches it. Eyes it. Recognize that, Renzik? What are the undead doing on this continent?
Ooh.
It's a good question. We don't know.
Hmm.
We were arrived late. Everything was of coldish blood.
Matthias looks at you. That's the blade of Belmont, the Deathstalker. Does the name ring a bell?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with yes.
He's fairly famous amongst the Forsaken ranks. He's a damn good rogue. If we could turn him, he'd be powerful for SI7. He'll never turn on the Dark Lady, however. Worgen, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Unremarkable armor?
Yep.
What were their wounds?
Seemed to be of something of a mutiny, to say the least, and of a bladed weapon as well. Looks like a feral animal got to him.
Feral animal. And a bladed weapon. And everything points to Greymane. But he's king of Gilneas.
And
I'm going to send you to Gilneas tomorrow morning. Are there any objections?
sir,
No, sir.
You will speak to King Greymane. He is rather personable. He likes me. So you should be able to speak to him freely. And yeah.
okay.
I wish to have you report back as soon as possible. Check on
What
his...
are we gonna ask him?
You're going to ask him about the portals. And you're also going to warn him about the possible undead incursion. He may
Yes,
have
sir.
done something wrong, which we don't know yet, but he is still King of Gilneas, and an ally of the High King. If the Horde has decided to set its fangs upon him, we have to be ready. Do we understand me?
I do. Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
Sir.
Dismissed. And with that, you leave Matthias's office. You're back into Stormwind. You're not to travel until tomorrow, so you're free to go wherever.
Hey, now since you're not dead, you want to go get that dinner?
One second. I have a score to settle with.
And you were a giant dick about it?
Sure, but let me settle a score at a certain shop. And yell at him for a quick second.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, never mind. It wouldn't matter anymore. I'm not dead. Fuck! Fuck!
You okay, Scotty?
No, I'm not okay. I'm salty. Here. Oh, I can't see it. But...
Sorry you're alive again.
Whatever.
The rest
Can't yell
of
at him now.
the rest of the team, well, I should say Hammerstein and Gwendolyn retire to the inn to grab a meal. We shall return to them shortly. We arrive upon Gareth and Varrock at an established camp where they seem to be found kind of a comfortable place for the night as well. The undead have set up a perimeter. They set up tents for the undead to keep to their reverie. Belmont calls over Varrock to speak privately for a moment away from Gareth. Varrock gives a wave to Gareth as to calm him about anything. You can see the tones are quite calm between Belmont and Varrock. Varrock nods and walks back over to Gareth. It seems that we'll have a bit of help when we arrive in Gilneas.
From whom?
The Dark Lady watches over you. And as he says the words, he spits on the ground.
I shake my head. Since I started this expedition, I keep running into her.
She commands the Horde, Gareth. You have to understand that. She will be everywhere. She is going to continue to press wherever she can. She notes a weakness in Gilneas. She's going to attempt to exploit it.
As well she should. This is war, is it not?
It is. But this is... I don't know. Gilneas fell to Sylvanas once before. She was not so kind in the past. She was given the task from a former student of mine, Garrosh, Hellscream, to sack the city. And she did, at high casualties to the Forsaken. And as she pressed her advantage, she used the plague once more.
Couldn't just leave it alone, could she?
It's not her style. Do not think that she won't make use of it if things turn south. We must be quick in our conquest.
Can't give her the chance.
Exactly. Varrock stretches out his arms. It's been some time since I had a good night of sleep. I wish to retire. I would say speak to Belmont if you wish, and then get some rest yourself. With that, Sourfang enters a tent and leaves the scene. Belmont, in the meantime, has been speaking to his lieutenant, Aleska. The Dreadguard appear calm. There seems to be nothing occurring in the night. Belmont, satisfied with his speech in his discussion with Aleska, turns and sees Sourfang has disappeared. And he walks over to Gareth. Sourfang retired for the night?
Needed the rest.
He's an old one.
We all grow weak in age.
Maybe us too? His smile permanently on his face. Through the rotting flesh. The glowing eyes. Quite unsettling look. The spiky hair. Almost comical. But you do note his constant readiness.
So you march with us upon Gilneas.
We will march. We may attempt to flank the city, so we may break off of you and Varrock on the way there. But we will be with you when Varrock gives the signal.
Certainly. We would cause quite the distraction.
My dread stalkers will infiltrate Gilneas, remove their guards, and clear a path for you.
Just a path, right?
And he looks
No unnecessary killings.
I'm not in the business of killing citizens, if that's what you're worried about.
Not you. Just leaving them unprotected.
You're worried about her, aren't you?
Who?
Sylvanas.
I'm not on either side. I fight for the people. And I have one target that stands as a threat to them. I wish to lessen the casualties that can happen. Though, I know it's not your style.
Belmont's smile still remains. I have no desire to see the city plagued once more. However, I am not the war chief.
Very true.
He lets out what sounds like a sigh, might be gas escaping his body.
That one there. I nod to Aleska. How did you happen upon her?
Wasn't me that happened upon her. It was our queen.
Really?
Her Valkyr converted a mass grave.
Ah. Mere coincidence, then.
Funny how it's like that here in Azeroth.
Everything's connected.
You have history.
That's all it is. History.
Let me tell you something about being undead, Gareth. When you feel the shadow of death draped across you, it all stops. Everything slows down. And then there's nothing. And then as you are pulled back into the world by the Valkyr, you have nothing but your memories. And you understand that you'll never be able to move forward without letting them go. But that one, she's a damn good fighter. But she hasn't let them go. I had a family. I was leader of a military unit. I'm certain most are still alive. But not me. And they would never accept this.
Sounds somewhat familiar.
It is our lot in life. Belmont looks around. It's time for me to make my rounds.
Don't let me keep you, Captain.
He nods. You get some rest too, Gareth. You have a road to walk tomorrow.
Aye.
Belmont gives a casual wave and walks off into the trees to check on his sentries. Aleska appears to be talking to one of the Dread Guards. And she looks across the camp tables and sees you. She doesn't move.
I head to my tent.
And with that, Gareth exits the scene. We go back to Stormwind. Where is it? I lost it, so here it is. Back to the slaughtered lamb.
That
We
lovely inn.
great place with great people.
Many soldiers still in the city, eating food,
Being merry.
Being
Being there.
dicks.
And yes, it's
screaming at each other, laughing, hooting, hollering. As you walk in, the maitre d' motions to any available setting. There are more seats available, you notice, throughout, but
Cool.
there's still plenty of soldiers just eating
Sticking
and drinking.
around.
Yep.
Alright.
You walk over to the first available table, sit down. There appears to be some kind of poultry, maybe chicken, maybe wild game. It's tough to tell. The aroma is intoxicating. There's dark ale on the table in pitchers. You're free to imbibe or
Toast
interact.
for my new life.
Let's do a cheers to being able to eat again.
I guess.
I don't know if you missed that. I surely would miss it. So, cheers.
Years since I've last eaten a thing, so okay.
Clink.
So, how you feeling about all this?
I don't know. I mean, there's so many things I miss about being dead.
Undead, right?
Still dead in the inside.
Right? Like, you do?
I
You miss
mean,
being dead?
Oh, shit.
having bodily functions again isn't the greatest.
Sure, thanks.
You're welcome.
Sure, fair.
And,
I guess. I mean, I guess I never saw them as a real pain.
you'd only realize it's a pain once you're at Death Knight, and you don't really need to maintain a homeostasis.
Okay, and I take like a really big sip of my drink. All right, cool. Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, I'm being a downer.
All right. Well. Well, do you know? Where'd you come from, bud? Then, if you know, let's not talk about a depressing topic, maybe.
How about? I take a laugh and sigh. Grew up in the mountains of Dunmorrow, not knowing my real parents. Is that enough to say?
I mean, hell, I didn't either. I was raised by night elves, so cheers, I guess.
Ooh, to being orphans and unwanted.
No parents, yeah. Always being able to say, "You're not my real dad" to any sort of thing.
Yeah,
You did that.
certainly. Still say that.
All right. Cool. Did you enjoy it there? What's up? Like, how'd you end up here at SI7?
After the Lich King was dead, I needed something to occupy my time. Something to, make amends for my past doings.
Past doings.
Yes.
You want to elaborate on that, or just sort of leave it on the table?
So, with Death Knights, back with initiations and training, the Lich King had us kill
Speak
a
up a
loved
little bit,
one.
Scotty.
I was gonna say, you get a little quiet there, kid. You gotta talk a little.
It's my mic. Blame the mic, not me.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, continue.
Yeah, it's still Lich
I
King
know!
eating
With
all
Lich
the
King
good
made
stuff.
us kill a loved one.
That's
My
pretty
kid.
awesome.
Yeah, they'd rather talk about it.
Okay, skip over that.
Mine. Uh, other than my depressive life, I've lived in shit. How about yourself? Because my life is just a big old dump of depression.
I mean, kind of always done the fighting thing, so that's super fun.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of take me in and out of the field, so some days are like really exciting, and some days I'm talking to you.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm such a bore.
Not a bore, come on. Getting nothing from you, kid.
I'm
Trying to
sorry.
create a
I have
team
nothing.
bond.
I know.
Jeez, not make it easy. It's like pulling teeth.
I'm sorry.
I know I know you had a rift with Mara. Where did that all come from?
So back after a whole spiel and shenanigans back at the Ice Crown Citadel, and almost the end of the world, we were picked up by Greymane actually on airships, and were abducted by the Dark Lady herself, and Greymane didn't do anything. And a whole bombing incident back in Orgrimmar, and I wanted to stay and see the other side of the coin, to see where I felt, because back being undead, a Death Knight in the Alliance territory, you don't really get service anywhere, because everyone fears you or thinks you're a traitor, or all of this, and so I'm in Orgrimmar for a few days. I fight Thanos. It was quite a fight. Fists were flying, jaws were broken. Crowds were raving for the wrong reasons. But a couple days later, I heard wind that Sylvanas was marching on to Ratchet. And so I was like, okay, might as well see what's going on there, because there's clearly nothing for me to do in Orgrimmar. I see a boat leaving back to Stormwind, and I hopped on my horse that I could summon and back at the time and rode on, and Mara thought I was a traitor or a spy, or both.
Yeah, she's pretty hell-bent on that.
Yeah, and now she really can't, because the moment I set foot into Bahor territory, I'm gonna die.
Probably. Yeah. So, that's complicated and fun.
Yeah.
Did you get anything from that? Did you think you belonged over there?
I mean, they're more accepting, since, the Forsaken are just a bunch of undead already. So it's just everyday life to see an undead just walk in, cash into a shop, buy something, and leave.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know. To be cut down in war, or to die of age, or anything, at this point means nothing, because I've now seen both sides. And, in my opinion, both sides of a war are both wrong. Why can't there just be peace?
Then what would we do?
I don't know. It's a good question. Not go to war and mindlessly kill each other.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool?
It would be, and I know you're a fighter.
Yeah. I mean, it's not usually the greatest thing in the world, but I found what I'm good at.
Yeah,
Don't know what
punch
else
you
I would
in the
do.
dick.
So who do you think? Do you think Greymane did it? Do you think we're going after the right person on this?
I don't know. I mean, with all the past, with what happened with Gilneas originally, it's just up in the air. But I don't know why he would turn on the Night Elves after he helped people after the Worgen epidemic back when they were in Darnassus, helping them get everything under control again. So.
As the candles start to burn a little bit lower, you notice that many soldiers are either slumped over, asleep after drinking a little bit too much. Some are kind of stumbling out, pointing around and being, just,
Drunken idiots?
Drunken fools.
Great.
One soldier kind of cozies up next to Gwen.
Oh dear God.
Starts going, so, come around here often. Looks like an older dwarf of sorts.
Yeah, gross.
Full alliance garb.
Okay, so I flip my hair and go, oh my God, yeah, I do, and then I just deck him right in the face.
The dwarf's nose explodes with blood as he slams to the ground with a loud clink from the armor. The place stops talking for just a moment. Everybody looks at the dwarf lying on the ground screaming as the blood spills out of his nose. And then
Casually take a sip of my beer, put it back down.
I take notice and take a sip of my ale.
all the soldiers look at
In shock.
Gwen, and then continue about their conversations and their drinks as it all happens.
So fun being a woman. Oh,
Clearly.
yeah.
The dwarf slowly crawls away, unsure as to which is more wounded, his face or his pride.
Or both.
or both.
Or both. One of the barmaids walks by and goes, I can give you one more pitcher, but that'll be it for the evening.
You know what? I think that will probably end my night. As fun as this has been. Truly. I'm gonna tap out for the night because, yeah, we got a long travel to go, so I'm just gonna go to bed.
Gwen retires for the evening.
I go to a corner and observe the drunken fools. See if there's any fights and,
No real fights, just mostly more quiet conversation than loud now. With people now starting to pick themselves up and leave. The front desk person looks over and sees you in the corner and kind of gives a nod to come over towards them.
I come. What's up?
We're closing up the bar right here. You staying the night?
Yes, I am.
All right. Puts a key on the table. Head on up when you're ready.
I head up and retire for the evening.
All right. We then fade back to Gareth.
Okay.
And him and Varrock awaken. Belmont is the only undead around. He looks to both of them and goes, I've sent my soldiers ahead. We'll meet up at Gilneas. You make a fuss at the front gate, and we'll infiltrate the rest and carve a path for you.
How far out are we?
You are possibly, if you were to travel, you would arrive at night. If you were to travel hard.
All right.
Should we be infiltrating this evening?
I turned to Varrock. The guise of night.
They are working like you.
Exactly. Wouldn't really help much.
Perhaps,
In fact, they may even be better at night.
perhaps we wait until tomorrow morning. Set up camp a little bit outside of the city.
Precisely. Strike 'em when the grogginess hits 'em.
Sounds good to me. Belmont nods in agreement. I take my leave, gentlemen. And you see him scurry off.
Spry for a bony one.
He's one of the few of them I like. He's a
Yeah.
great soldier. He's also deathly loyal.
I can tell. Is there any else? Are there tents left?
The place has been pretty much torn apart. What say we be off?
Yeah. I'm eager to be through with this.
As am I. As he slaps his axe against the palm of his hand and puts it on his back. You two start off towards the west, towards Gilneas. After some travel, you enter the Silverpine Forest. As you enter Silverpine, you realize Gilneas is not too far from here. And you can feel the eyes upon you. Varrock brings his axe down from his back and readies. Do you feel that?
Oh, yeah.
As you continue to walk forward, you see a silhouette approaching from the front. With the canopy in the forest, it's a little hard to get the light through, so you can't truly make out what you see. And then you hear the growl. Looks like we found some travelers. Let's send them on their way.
Looks like we found fools.
5 Worgen emerge from the forest. Varrock looks at you. We can't let them get back to Gilneas.
Precisely.
Roll for initiative.
First combat of the night. May the dice ever be in your favor.
Ooh. It's a little loud. Hang on. All right. Gareth, go ahead and act.
I lunge forward, unable to move myself.
Oh, hang on. Let me, I swear to God I did this. Sorry. Alright, all you.
I lunge forward, claws at the ready. I see this worgen prepared for my movement.
The worgen matches your stance and snarls and snaps.
Alright.
Roll for hit.
For an attack, yeah. Without my weapons out, still sheathed, I bring a powerful claw straight to his face.
All right.
Where are we at?
All right. The hit lands. The claw drags across his face. Roll for damage. The claw comes across the face.
Oh, hold on.
Sorry.
Add those two together.
Okay. Your massive claw comes across the face of the other worgen standing in front of you. Both eyes are brought out of their sockets as a scream comes out of the worgen. Not dead, but incredibly injured. It falls to the ground, grasping at its eyes, shutting the lids as quick, looking around, attempting to prepare for the next attack. This worgen is in terrible shape at the moment. Varrock spies the weakened worgen, comes across with his great axe, and brings it crashing down on the head of the blind worgen, severing the spine from the body with a great blow. This worgen is now this worgen is now dead. However,
Heal back.
R.I.P. in pieces.
yep.
Ooh.
R.I.P. and P.
However, there are still 4. One of the worgen, looking to Gareth, screams out, "Murderer!" Flies forward, and Jesus, Scouty.
Sorry, thought my mic was muted.
Ooh.
Ooh, what's that? What are you gonna do?
Ooh.
Brings the claws towards Gareth, swipes in, grabbing fur but feeling some soft flesh, opening wounds on his chest. Gareth stumbles back as another worgen comes crashing in, ready to attack.
You gotta be kidding me.
What?
It's gonna be the end. Are we not gonna see Gareth?
I'll be fine.
Shit.
I don't think so.
Another slash across the abdomen, exposing more blood. The other 2 worgen set up a perimeter around the party, unable to stalk in any further before its Gareth's turn again. Varrock looks to Gareth.
Is that the best you've got? I'm going to pull an uppercut from the bottom right to the jaw.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah.
As
Weak.
as you follow through with an uppercut, the Worgen, sensing the air rushing up, quickly dodges at the last second, snarling, laughing. Varrock, however, takes this advantage. Swings his great axe, but clumsily misses. This, however, gains the attention of the other two of these two Worgen, as they look on and they go, "Varrock Sourfang, you're a dead one, aren't you?" He laughs. Better have tried. They go in for an attack on Varrock. Claws flailing. The first one misses. The next one goes for an attack and rakes Varrock across the chest. You hear a snarl escape from Varrock. Is that the best you have? The other two Worgen stand at bay, looking for their opportunity to dive in. However, not willing to get close enough at the moment. It's once again your turn, Gareth.
After he takes the slash at Varrock, I'm going to grab the back of his mane, and with my other hand, I'm going to shove it into the armpit of... So whatever arm is up, I'm going to shove my arm straight into the socket.
Oof. Oof. Okay. Let's see.
Ladies and gentlemen. Almost a 20.
Shit.
Go ahead and roll for damage here.
I can.
As he slashes across Varrock's chest, Varrock shouts, and Varrock shouting. Gareth grabs the arm of the Worgen and shoves his claws right into the socket, the soft flesh of said Worgen, giving way easily to the claws of Gareth. A whimper escapes
Fucking what?
from the Worgen as blood starts pouring out profusely. The Worgen leaps back, incredibly injured, swaying in the wind. This one, now weakened, Varrock looks to Gareth, brings his axe to bear. But again misses. He snarls. And while he snarls, the other one leaps towards his back. But Varrock senses this and brings the axe back to parry. I may be old, but you're all dead. The other two Worgen start stalking in on Varrock. One lunges forward. A roaring attack. Varrock steps out of the way, laughing at this point. You're all dead men. Gareth, your turn.
I'm going to finish off the one before me and use an action point to attack the next one.
Alrighty. Gareth.
Or rather, I'll use my action point to reroll.
Okay, go ahead. Ooh, okay. Here we go. After slightly stumbling, Gareth recovers. Any way you want to attack specifically?
I don't think it'll take much. Going right for that neck.
All right. Gareth stumbles slightly, giving the other Worgen a moment to recover. However, quickly regains his footing and lunges towards the Worgen, grasping at his throat. The other Worgen, already injured, clawing as best as he can, but he can't get any leverage towards Gareth. They're on the ground now, and Gareth, looking snarling, brings his fangs to bear, grasps the throat of the Worgen. No sound escapes as the jugular is pulled straight out with Gareth's teeth. The Worgen slumps to the ground, lifeless, blood pooling around its throat. Varrock, seeing this, feeling the rush of battle, calling upon his orcish roots. Loktarokar! Brings his axe around in a circle, slashing at both Worgen in one fell swoop. Wounding both incredibly. They all fall back with the exception of one. The one off to the side, who sees all of this happening. Blood pours out of both of these Worgen. Varrock stalks in towards them, but the other Worgen appears to be attempting to make his escape. It's now Gareth's turn.
I can make it.
Mm-hmm.
Giving in to the bestial nature,
Mm-hmm.
I get down on all fours and chase after him with full speed, not slowing down as I approach, and full body tackle him onto the ground.
All right. Roll.
We'll just do a straight strength check on that one.
Yep. You bring him down to the ground.
So, was that a standard action, or was that an additional action?
We'll say that's a standard action.
All right.
Varrock, seeing you charge after the other one, feels empowered now. The other two cannot act. They have been so decimated by the mighty blow. He looks upon the two Worgen. Know that this is not out of hatred. This is war. As he brings his axe to bear, swings through, removing both heads from the bodies. Both bodies slumped to the ground, blood pouring out. He shouts out, "This last one is yours, Gareth. Take care of him."
So after I tackle him and we both roll to the ground, I scramble up as he begins to get up and lunge back towards him, swinging around and putting him into a chokehold.
All right. Yep, go ahead. Sorry.
You want to roll for that?
Yeah, roll for that.
Dexterity or strength?
That would be dexterity, I would think.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
And then I fall backwards using my knees against his back to fully have total control over how far I pull back on his throat.
The Worgen, feeling the strength behind the chokehold, starts grasping at your sides weakly. You can feel the breath leaving him much more labored. The fighting slows down.
I have one question for you. I release slightly.
What is it?
Are you a scouting party?
What am I hearing?
Me.
So okay, I was like, Scouty, are you doing something?
Well, that's just me hollowing this out. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
No, my mic's muted, sir.
The Worgen goes, lets out a slight chuckle. Gilneas will rise again.
Fool. I tighten as hard as I can.
The Worgen attempts to scream, but nothing comes out. His airway completely blocked. You can feel the struggle continue. The last fight left in this Worgen gives way. The body goes limp. As you place the body down, you see bloodshot eyes protruding out from the strangulation. Varrock wanders over. I think it best that we rest for the night. Let's hide these bodies. What say you?
How big are these trees?
Fairly large. I couldn't find a better map, I'm sorry.
I grab this one by his armor and hoist him up and begin to climb the tree, put his body in it, and do the same with the others.
Impressive. Not much of a climber, you see.
Nah, I'm not some dog. I won't dig.
Understandable. We make camp. No fire. I'll find something to eat. Varrock, axe slung over his shoulder, goes into the wood while you continue your work. And right there, we'll take a quick break.
All right.
I think we'll pick up in a few minutes hang around, everyone. And we shall return momentarily. So go to the BRB screen and roll some music. I'm gonna mute you guys. But I still like all of you.
No, you don't.
Be right back. Alright, I think we're just about ready to get back. Let me turn up the volume on everybody else. I think they can hear you now.
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
I knew.
Good.
I'm just jamming.
Cool. So, Scouty not there? Or is his head down
Indeed.
again? It's fine for him to take a moment. So, we'll, there he is. So,
I've always been here. I was
Welcome
just on my
back.
bed.
so where were we? We were right here. So, we'll do a brief recap and set the scene to what's happening next.
Oh boy!
So, Gareth and Varrock have just decimated 5 Worgen in combat and have decided to make camp for the evening. Gareth is hiding bodies in the trees while Varrock heads off to find some sort of game within the forest. And so we rotate back to our other 2 party members. All Scotty's fault. Yeah.
It's never my fault. The only time it was my fault is when I got Slayer killed.
Remember
Yeah.
that.
Yep. So we cut
Actually,
to...
there's more times that was my fault, but for good reasons.
We cut to our 2 other characters flying through the air on Luna towards Gilneas.
Oh, he did get his own griffin, so I don't want
Did I
to
get my own griffin?
Okay, do you want to be flying on the Griffin?
I would love to be flying on my new griffin.
So you 2 are flying side by side then. I forgot that you had a Griffin.
Yes!
They're flying side by side
So happy.
as you spy Gilneas in the distance. Anything you wish to talk about before you arrive?
You might have to fight someone or something. How's your shoulder?
Yeah. Huh?
How's your shoulder? I saw that mighty fine check in the bar last night.
Sorry, you froze on me. What'd you say?
How's your shoulder? I saw that mighty fine check to the dwarf's nose last night.
Shoulder feels great.
Alright.
I feel even better for doing it, so. All right, let's go ahead into, like, not a great situation. Not super excited about this one, but, you know, let's go.
Gilneas
Yeah. March.
draws closer, and
Cat,
you
what are
descend upon
Oh, you...
the city from overhead. And where is it? It's here somewhere. You just descend upon let's see, Greymane Court, where you find the king to be milling about, doing his kingly duties, obviously. He sees the 2 flying creatures approach and land in the center of the court. His guards take notice. Greymane raises a hand. Why, hello there. How can I help
Hello.
you?
We have some news and need to talk to you, King Greymane.
And might I ask who I'm talking to?
I am Hammerstein, and this is Gwen. We are both SI-7 agents, sent by Mr. Shaw to talk to you about a couple things.
And you guys are really slick with, keeping a guise of,
No.
of anonymity.
Fuck that.
But sure, just dive right
I'll be
the fuck
blunt.
in. Okay. Greymane looks at you both quizzically, in a sense. Matthias Shaw. What? Okay. He appears to be a bit, more curious than anything.
In most recent investigation, we've found a camp nearby full of dead worgen.
Nearby where?
Was it outside of Stormwind?
It's outside of Stormwind. Yep.
Outside of Stormwind with worgens without marked armor. And the cause of death seemed to be of someone using a blade and of what I want to say of a beast, but possible a treacherous worgen. I don't know.
A treacherous worgen.
And within our man that we needed to find, we found a knife of a certain Forsaken.
What?
Hang on.
The Grace.
Yep, Grace dropped.
There.
Sorry, people, you're going to see odd camera angles right now. So
I have no head.
Yep.
Helk has no face.
Yep.
Scotty has no forehead.
No.
Give this a moment.
What happened?
Technical difficulties. Sorry, I kind of want to get her reaction as well, so we'll just wait for her to reconnect.
Okay.
So, yeah.
How's
So
chat doing?
This is going. This is a thing.
This is a thing.
This is a
This
thing.
happens every now and
This is a
again.
thing now.
Do.
Other times it was Scouty's fault is when he saved the city in Southern Sand
Here we go.
with his gift.
You're back.
Hey, what's up?
There we go.
Ah, my ears.
And my ears. So what I miss?
Nothing. We
Nothing. We just
paused for a
stopped.
moment. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened. The internet's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So
Thank
there we
you,
go.
ISPs.
Good. Okay, so you were
Talking about what's his face that I can't remember because I never play Horde characters and I don't know Horde lore.
okay. So who are you? You're thinking of Belmont.
Yes.
Okay,
thank
but
you.
you don't, you
Yeah,
you do
we
know
know.
who it is.
We
So
do know Belmont's dagger.
go.
That's pretty much it.
Yep. So go ahead and keep on talking to him.
And the dagger we found was one of belonging to Belmont.
Greymane is in his worgen form, and he snarls at the name Belmont.
Yes, sir.
That thing destroyed my city, killed my people. And he is here?
Presumably, sir. So, I don't know if you might want to fortify the gates, keep your guards on high alert.
Of course. Is that all that SI7 has to ask of me?
One more thing, but I'd rather to have done it in private, without your guards having a list of ears.
The guards. I'll look to Greymane. And he gives a wave. And the worgen disperse. Well,
Our mission was to
Fuck.
seek. What?
what happened?
Everything alright? Is everything frozen again?
Sorry, it slowed down again,
Okay.
Oh, no.
but I think it's back now.
Okay. So
Sorry.
they get a fuck. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. Did I just
That's all I just heard is worgen. And I'm like, shit! No! Anyway,
All right.
back. You
Continue.
Okay.
good.
Our mission was to seek why the portals weren't open. That was our mission, and still is.
The Greymane looks like you confused. What portals?
At the burning of Teldrassil.
So they weren't open.
No, they were not, sir. And just accusations based off of prior history. How the Alliance didn't help you when your city was being ransacked by the Forsaken. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just covering bases. Because you are a major asset to the Alliance. And to King Agdon himself. But I just need to cover all my grounds and make sure that we don't have any traitors in our midst. I mean, no disrespect to you or your kingdom.
Greymane looks perplexed. He stands there. He looks over to Gwen. Is that what you have come to ask Greymane?
Yes, sir.
He bids you to follow him into his manor.
All right.
He walks into his dining room, takes a seat, motions you all to take a seat as well.
Can I take a seat?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Greymane goes, do you remember what the Forsaken did to this land?
Yes, they just more or less destroyed it, and as well as with the Dark Lady killing your son.
My son, Liam. He would have made a fine king. And we were forced to leave Gilneas. She purged us with the plague. He rubs a claw through his mane. They murdered my people. And do you know what I was forced to do?
Retreat and head toward somewhere?
We were told to retreat. Leave. They poisoned the land. It's taken years to purify. The Alliance is all of us. But understand that this war was coming either way. And we had to make it horrific for us to act. Do you know why I tell you this?
I think.
Greymane looks at you. What do you think?
Not in good faith, but soon you're going to quote unquote tie up loose ends with us now.
Greymane lets out a light chuckle. He looks off to the side. And stepping out of shadow comes a worgen who clamps down on Luna and wrestles
Baby.
the hippogriff to the ground, tying a net around it. Other worgen step out of shadow, place knives to your throats. He wouldn't have done it if it didn't burn. Do you understand me?
Yes.
He wouldn't have marched on her. He wouldn't have invaded. He would have looked to seek treaty if they didn't die. I gave up my land. I gave up my home. I gave up my son. For the Alliance. And what has the Alliance given me?
Nothing. Besides, well, nothing of it advantageous to you. So, nothing, I guess.
He looks. Put them in the dungeon. Kill the beast.
No, please don't.
What's with me getting bird things killed?
Dags go over your heads. You hear the squawk and roar of a hippogriff. And the slicing of air. And then the thudding on the back of your heads. And all goes black. We cut back to Gareth and Varrock setting up camp for the night. I am very zoomed in on that. Varrock returned with a fawn. Can you eat this raw?
I can do what I must.
No fires tonight.
Of course not.
Begins to skin the deer. So tomorrow we kill Greymane.
No questions first. I suppose that only give him time to escape. Find a way out.
Varrock looks at the deer as he continues to remove the fur.
Why? Why is this all we do?
Varrock looks up. After this, what will you do?
I look down at my claws. Dried blood in the nail beds. I don't know. I abolished this form from my life. And now here I am, drawing from it. Using it. Enjoying it. But it is no matter.
Do you know anything about me, my personal life, beyond the might of Kalimdor.
Other than what you've told me about your son, no.
It is a great honor for an orc to die in battle. My son had his honor. I have yet to gain mine. But you are not an orc, Gareth. Do not let battle consume you. There is a life for you beyond this. Gain control of your wits in this form. You have people that care for you.
If I think about them, it keeps me from doing my best.
Do you know why my skin is green?
Because you're cursed.
Exactly. I drank the blood. And it gave me strength. It allowed me to do my best. And here I seek to be free.
Sounds familiar.
Varrock tosses a haunch to you. We march on Gilneas tomorrow. Let us gain our strength. I will take the first watch. I don't sleep well anymore.
I nod.
You view Varrock sitting there, slightly nibbling at the deer, but also showing signs of disgust that it's raw.
I shake my head, thinking over what he said. I look towards where Gilneas is, the faint smell of the city clinging to the air. I feel myself become worried and attempt to steel my nerves. And lay to rest.
The night passes with no encounters. You awaken in the morning. Varrock still sitting there. The sentinel.
What happened to first watch?
I decided to let you sleep. Remember, I'm a warlord. We don't need sleep. Are you prepared to do what you have to do?
I am.
Varrock nods. Places his axe on his back. Then let's go. And the two of you march off towards Gilneas. However, as you approach, you realize Something's amiss. Belmont stops you well before the gates. We have a bit change of plans. You hear cannon fire in the background.
What happened?
It seems Sylvanas has descended a bit early. Sourfang looks to Belmont. We stick with the plan. Belmont nods his head. Try not to get hit by the cannon fire. He scurries off. And you see what could only be silhouettes of dreadguards descending upon the walls. In the confusion, guards are running all about, attempting to mount a defense.
I turn to Varrock. Loktar Ogar. And I hold out a hand.
Loktar Ogar, my friend. Blood and thunder.
And with that, I take off on all fours.
He joins you in a direct sprint towards the gates of Gilneas. You hear a voice calling out behind you. Sounds like they're saying Gareth. You turn. And see what appears to be a night elf in a cloak. Purple. And that's where we end this week. The Dagger of Azeroth.
How dare
knew
you? First of all, you said I could get killed, not my hippogriff.
Hey, your hypocrite's party.
She'd rather die than the hippogriff.
Yes!
Thank you for the bits. I appreciate it.
Literally planning on being like, yo, take care of Luna for me if I dip.
What? Hell just doesn't want me to have a pet. He doesn't
How
want.
dare
Tig
you.
old biddies, awesome. Tig old biddies.
Thank you so much.
Hell
So,
doesn't want me to have another like owl mount, basically.
Fucking kill me in jail. I'm so pissed.
this is what he does,
Don't
Grave,
kill me.
Grave, Grace. There you go. See? Good job, Mike. Man,
How
Money
graceful.
Mike. Yeah, how
How
graceful.
graceful.
He rips
know what?
out your
I have,
heart
like-
and holds it bleeding in front of you.
I mean, I don't. I mean,
You
I
know,
have
this was last of the Mohicans.
to attach it to.
I try. Okay, so thank you all for hanging out. And I know this was a shortened week, but we're kind of at a moment where it's going to be nonstop. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to start and stop, that would be awkward. So, yeah, Carrie, if you wanna hop on the call with us after this, feel free.
Yeah,
But
do it.
you don't
and
have
then
to.
yell at me
But
because you probably want to.
anyways, do we get grave? Do we get grave next week? Are you still saying grave? Come on, Carrie. Anyways.
I think it's the joke this week. Or that time.
Oh, is it? Was that the joke?
Yeah, no one was here to vomit this time, so now I'm the joke.
No
The
more.
next time we
vomiting.
vomit, I'm quitting this campaign.
Next person girls to vomit.
Really?
Anyways, so I am going to end stream. I'm going to mute, and then I will be back to talk to all of you guys on Discord. So
All
thank
right.
you all for hanging out. Take care, and
No.
we shall see you next week. I'm lowering the volume. And we are going to mute. I am leaving here, and we will go to the end stream screen, and we are going to do the ending theme. Thank you again, everyone. Thank you for the bits, you guys, and we will see you later. Take care. Have a great week.